Hey everybody, good morning here from a park in Sydney called Centennial Park. Um, I've just finished my Sunday morning Tai Chi class, which I've been doing. I've been doing Tai Chi, try to do it every day more or less for more than 10 years now, and been doing other things before that. Um, but the reason I want to talk about high performance is because it's coming up a lot, being January, and a lot of people have had some rest, and actually some people are feeling still a little bit burned out. So I thought it might be good just to put a couple of things out there which have been hugely beneficial for me and also hugely beneficial for clients. Um, so high performance, when people think about it, and you've seen these courses and workshops on high performance, and I think of it like building muscle. If you go to a gym, when you're working out and you're building muscle and you're doing, pumping weights or whatever it is that you do, you're actually destroying your muscle. So, the building blocks of your muscle are amino acids, which are proteins. And when you work out, when you put things like that under pressure, you're actually destroying them. So, not in a bad way. But in order for those amino acids and those protein cells to rebuild, you got to rest. And it's why quite often people who go to the gym a lot, they drink protein shakes and all that kind of stuff, and they do it after the gym. So if somebody overtrains, for example, they're going to start burning muscle eventually. And I've seen examples where people have actually died from overtraining. So that's one thing. The other thing is with stress. So the part of your body that burns the most calories is actually your brain. And so one of the reasons you see people lose a lot of weight when they're stressed is because they're overthinking. They're thinking and thinking and thinking. And so, in a sense, then the brain's getting a fairly heavy workout in that situation. If you don't find a way to rest your brain in the same way that you find a way to rest your muscles, then you're going to start burning the brain, right? You're going to, just like you start burning muscle, and you don't want to burn muscle. The purpose of working out is not to burn muscle, and the purpose of thinking and the purpose of doing the things you do with your brain obviously isn't to burn out the brain. So the Australians Open on here at the moment, and I like to sometimes watch a bit of tennis. And if you watch tennis players, when they're high performing, they're not warming up and they're not resting. And when they're warming up, they're not high performing and they're not resting. And when they're resting, they're not high performing and they're not warming up. So the secret, if there is one, I suppose that maybe a better way of saying is the not so well known fact about this is that if you're warming up and you're doing one of the other two things, if you're high performing or resting while you're warming up, then you're not warming up. If you're high performing and you're warming up or resting while you're high performing, then you're not high performing. And the most important thing is resting. If you're supposed to be resting and you're warming up or you're not, or you're warming up or high performing, you're not resting. And so just as it is with muscle, to build muscle, it's important to rest and allow the amino acids to rebuild. To high perform, instead of focusing on the high performance, focus on the rest. And that's why I wanted to shoot this. It actually just came to me while I was doing Tai Chi over here. We do it just over there, kind of over there. And, I do this because I love it. But I guess a lot of people don't see it as something to do with business or leadership. But for me, it's probably one of the most essential parts of it for me. And I think for anyone who does well, they have something that they do to rest. And so when I'm doing Tai Chi, I'm not thinking of anything else. And I remember years ago, I think I first did it 14 years ago or so. On and off, I was doing other martial arts, but I remember asking a guy about 11 years ago, when I was moving to Sydney from Melbourne, did he know a good teacher? And this guy said, oh man, it takes a long time, there's no shortcuts with this, and you just got to put in the time. And I went, yeah, but that's not what I asked. I just said, do you know a good teacher? And he gave some ideas that, you know, they weren't right for me. I did find a teacher. But the point about, I wasn't looking for a shortcut, and maybe I'll do a piece on this another time. I wasn't actually looking for a shortcut. I was looking for something that I would enjoy doing. And when you enjoy doing something, you don't look for a shortcut. And if you have to force yourself to do something, then there's something a little bit out of whack. Yes, of course, we've got to do it sometimes, like you might have a tough day or a tough week, but I mean over a long period of time. It's a sign of a couple of things. It could be a sign of many things actually, but a couple of the obvious ones are it's not for you, or you're not enjoying it, or you need to rest. And so for me, you know, I suppose if I am a high performer, I mean, I think I am from time to time, one of the keys to it is my doing Tai Chi. But I do a lot of other things as well. But the point is that those things rest the mind. You know, sometimes the mind might even disappear altogether momentarily, and that's it's one of the keys, I think, to high performance in leadership and in business. And I've met so many people who are close to top of their field, who spend a lot of time doing something like what I'm talking about in terms of rest. They just don't talk about it. And really, neither do I much. But I felt, while I was doing Tai Chi this morning, I felt that I was supposed to do this today. So, as in to shoot this video. So here it is. So I hope it helps. So find something that allows you to completely rest, so that when you're resting, you're not warming up and you're not high performing. That's essential. You know, sometimes when I show it to clients, I draw a Venn diagram, like, you know, you got your 3 circles. And those 3 circles, the objective is that those 3 circles never overlap. I don't know about you, but you know, sometimes they do for me. But the key is to have them overlapping as little as possible. And so, you know, if you watch a tennis player, when they're serving, they're high performing. And in between serves, they're walking maybe slowly, you know, limbering up. That could be warm up. When in between games, they're resting. They're not warming up, they're not high performing. In business, warming up could be researching something, it could be reading about your field, it could be coming up with some ideas. High performing is doing the thing that makes everything, oh, just walked through a spider's web, is making the thing, high performance is making the thing that you do as best as it can be done. Where you're in flow, where you're absolutely in flow and you're not thinking about something else, you're just in the moment. And rest is whatever it is for you. Jesus, just walked through another spider's web here. I'll go back to where I was, I think. So rest is whatever it is for you. Just wipe this off my leg. Rest is whatever does it for you. Tai Chi does it for me. Other things, I do a bunch of other things as well, but it's important to do. You know, for some people it's golf, some people go sailing, some people play team sports, rugby, whatever it might be. So yeah, I hope this helps, and I hope you can find a way to get your rest in. Could be with friends, could be whatever it is, but that is the key to your high performance. The tendency is somebody thinks, yeah, I need to high perform, so they do a lot more of that. And actually, as with the paradox video a while back, the often is usually the case. So hope it helps, and I look forward to the next one. Cheers, bye.